got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.
All right, today on The Drop, we have guest Felix Cartal. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Felix Cartal.
Cartel. I didn't know if it was like cartel, like the cartel, or cartal, so I figured I'd let you clarify.
We try to not be associated too closely.
That's fair, for obvious reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
And you are an artist, musician, DJ. What title do you prefer if someone refers to you to your artistry?
I would say I'm a music producer and a DJ. Like probably in that order. I feel like I get to DJ because the fact that I make music. So yeah, I feel like everything sort of in my life like comes from making the songs. So
nice. I love that. And you're also a runner, of course. That's why you're on The Drop.
Yeah. I would say that's less my job and more my hobby, but
yeah,
finding some love with it lately for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite types of people to have on the show is musicians or artists or someone else who use running as a hobby or something to. I think for a lot of artists and musicians and stuff, it's a good way to kind of settle their thoughts or run through some ideas or just have that kind of mental clarity that comes with running.
Yeah.
It's always very cool to hear about that, which I'm sure you've experienced.
Oh, totally. I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. I think, I mean, I don't run with music ever. So
same. I'm with you.
Yeah. So, well, it's nice to meet a fellow crazy person. Yeah, I think, I mean, because I'm in the studio a lot during the day, so it gives me a time to like clear my head and, yeah, I guess sort of like parse through my thoughts, sort of like get the things in order that I want to work through. It's very much like I've never really been into meditation, but I'm like, this is totally meditation, I think, in a way. So
yeah,
it gives me that chance to think about what I want to work on. And, yeah, I think like running every morning has definitely given me a lot of clarity and also like reframed the things that I really want to work on. Like it's helped me like organize my goals a lot more clearly, which has been such like an added benefit, obvious, like on top of the obvious benefits of running.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, who cares about the health benefits? It's more for the mental clarity.
I say like if you can do it for mental health reasons, you're like more likely to get fitness results because you like want those to happen fast and they never happen that fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's totally true. Yeah, it's funny. We had on our podcast a couple months ago, we had Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie. And it was interesting because I didn't think he would listen to music at all because I've heard that from other musicians as well, that they usually don't listen to music. Mm-hmm. But now we were talking about he did a 100-mile race at Western States. And so he did say that during some of those moments of the race, he had like a playlist lined up for that, which there are some exceptions to the rule at times, I feel like.
I think races, like if you should have it in your back pocket as a tool. I think when I did my marathon, I had it for the final 7K or something. I was like, all right, let's just
I like it.
Yeah, if we need it. So
well, we'll jump into your background in a second, but since you brought it up, the last 10K, you fire up a playlist. What kind of music are you going with?
Okay, well, I have two sort of things that I would go to. One would be like a DJ mix that I haven't either listened to in a really long time or have never listened to because I don't like knowing how long the songs are because I'll start to count and I'll be like, okay, it's only been 3 minutes. So I want to be able to lose track of it.
That's interesting. Yeah.
For the marathon, there's this band called the Mars Volta from El Paso that I love. And,
yeah, for sure.
on their album Francis the Mute, they have a final track that's 37 minutes long. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's right.
so I kind of like put that on and just kind of got lost in it, just because I knew I would lose track of like where I was in the song.
Right.
And I wanted that same feeling like while I was
Yeah.
running.
Totally. Yeah. And I think I mentioned this on the podcast before. I think it actually was a Ben Gibbard podcast, but I feel like you'd appreciate it. One time my friend was doing an ultra and he was raising money for a charity or something. And he was like, if you pitch in $5, you could pick any song for me to listen to during this 100-mile race, during like in the night during a 100-mile race. And I could have gone the nice route and picked like a cool song, but I went more the torture route and picked Revolution Number 9 by the Beatles, which is
it's like a hallucination record.
Pretty much. Yeah. I figured that would treat him well at 3 a.m. going through the woods. I don't think he was too.
Did he write you back?
I'm not. He did. Yeah, I'm not sure how he was like. I regretting making this decision. Yeah, so it was a good time. But so anyways, I love that. Love the Mars Volta at the drive-in. Good stuff.
Great.
So let's jump into a little bit of your background for those who don't know. So you've been doing music since, I want to say 2010. Is that accurate? Or maybe that was when your first album came out?
Yeah, that's, I think my first record came out maybe 2009, maybe. So you're pretty close to me there. I think I was starting to produce maybe like 2006, 2007. But yeah, the first official release is like 09, like 2010 kind of thing.
Gotcha. And you're from Canada, Vancouver specifically?
Yeah, I grew up just outside of Vancouver, but have lived in Vancouver ever since I was old enough to get out of the house.
Okay. So growing up, was running, that was something part of your life, or what were your interests growing up?
Definitely sports a lot. I did a little bit of running in school, nothing like hella competitive, but like 1500 meter was kind of like the race I liked, I guess. Okay. Did a bit of cross country, relays, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But was doing like every sport. Did hockey, did baseball, did basketball, did soccer. Yeah. My dad is definitely very athletic, and was the coach for a lot of the things that I did. So,
nice.
He really encouraged it, and he really encouraged like team play, like being a team player a lot. Like if there's one thing he always was like, an assist is worth the same amount as a goal. I feel like that's something that sort of stuff, which is like a nice thing to it's like a good mantra to have growing up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I never like did anything like serious with sports though. Like, I'm not like, I never like qualified or anything, but just had like a love for it. And then my mom was also a pretty big runner. She's done multiple marathons and
cool
marathons, and they hike still like to this day and stuff. And they just did Machu Picchu, and we're an active family for sure. We like to keep moving.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, my sister runs too, so she'll get mad if I don't mention her too. So we all run, and I think we run more now because we're sort of competitive. We sort of see each other running, and then it gets us back running again.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. And and so then after, after high school, I'm not sure. Do you call it high school in Canada, or what's it called in Canada?
Yeah, high school.
Okay, nice. None of the British secondary school. It gets crazy over there. I'm not sure what's happening.
I think like it might say secondary school on the building, but we would just say school, which is, it's sort of like how we would say like pounds and inches and feet here, but like on the driver's license it's in metric.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I should know this because Degrassi High was, and that's a Canadian show. So high school. Okay, that makes sense. Dumb question. Take it back. Yeah, it is. Wait, isn't Drake originally from that? Wasn't he on that show?
He played Jimmy. He was in a wheelchair.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's wild.
That was his peak for me.
Yeah, after that, nothing happened. It was pretty much it. That's awesome. So then after that, you went. I read your Wikipedia, and I did a little bit of background research, believe it or not. So then you went to college, and you majored in English. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did like a major in English language with sort of like a film minor.
Okay.
But I didn't finish, so it's like totally useless.
I mean, it's like I feel like that's kind of one of those things where you're like, I like both of these things. I will just major in that and then see what happens.
Yeah,
Well,
basically, I basically didn't want to just do nothing after high school, so
yeah,
I was like, I want to go to post secondary and just meet different people and get
yeah,
out of trouble. And I did a semester abroad in Glasgow, which was really sort of I don't know. That was a big part of my life that I think like made me who I was a little bit. Formative
yeah,
year. Yeah.
yeah. I can believe that for sure. That's awesome. Okay, so then but you also played other instruments as well, or instruments. Because I think I saw you were in some punk bands or
Yeah.
something similar. I saw it was the one thing it was said influenced by No Effects, which I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I remember like growing up skateboarding, like that's was always one of the staples playing while we were outside.
Oh, I love NoFX to this day. I don't know if they're like
Nice.
direct influence on my music, but I love. I just saw them play actually their last show ever out in
Oh
California.
wow, no
Uh,
way.
yeah, I've been a fan for. I just find them funny still. Like they just kind of make me laugh, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's like nostalgic. Yeah, but
yeah,
I played bass in my band and sang like really terribly. So I was like, I need to do something where I don't sing because I don't want to do that.
yeah.
And then sort of like once I started making electronic music, you could collaborate with different vocalists and stuff, which was a lot more fun for me.
Yeah, yeah. I feel it. Yeah, I similarly, I also went to college for English, and then I also played bass, and then didn't use my degree, and then somehow ended up here. So who knows how that went? But
Also go to
uh, I
Glasgow.
did not. I did not. That's the only one. Although I do like, what's it? Isn't Frightened Rabbit from Glasgow? Do you know that band? They're fantastic. If you never listened to them,
Is this right?
they're called Frightened Rabbit.
No, I
They're
don't know.
like from the. You should check them out. They're actually very good. From the 2010s,
Cool.
but yeah, very good band from out of there. Anyways, all I had to say. So you kind of started into your music production phase, and where you've been for quite some time, and then DJing. So talk about how you kind of segued into that stage of your life, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, kind of when I was living in Glasgow, I started sort of meeting people like in the scene, and I kind of started DJing when I was there, which sort of had more of a rich electronic music culture.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, the UK. I don't know if Glasgow's like sort of debated. Like I feel like they're like, is it the UK? I don't know. It gets weird these days. Still the UK.
What's funny is that I actually was literally this weekend, somebody showed me the map and like was
Yeah,
dividing the pieces as to what's the UK and I think it's like if you separate Northern Ireland, like Ireland off of the map, then it's the UK, then it's Great Britain. But
yeah. Well, because
yeah,
half of Ireland is like on the euro and half is on a pound. So
yes, yes.
there is like all these separations. And then with Brexit and shit, I'm like, I think
Yeah.
UK politics. So
Yeah, let's
anyway,
just keep it on this side. Yeah. All right.
yeah. I love Glasgow and had a great time there. And their music scene is like very rich and it was thriving. People like going out there and people love supporting. And there's lots of great venues there. I
Hmm. Hmm.
got to play like the art school and like the Arches, which was this insane venue that was tunnels like underneath in the train
No
tracks.
way.
It was incredible. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm fortunate I got to play there. But
Wow.
yeah, kind of was doing it during then. And then sort of got a little momentum going. And then when I came back to Canada, I sort of people started kind of playing my music, a few of the songs that I made, and one of those guys was Steve Aoki, and then this other group called Mastercraft, and I kind of like
Okay.
befriended them, and
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, that's a good.
but like Aoki at that time was like Aoki is so famous now, but at that time he was just kind of throwing parties in LA, and he had
Mm,
sort of like he had a label called Dim Mak, which was largely kind of like closer to what I grew up on, like punk music and like indie music, and just sort of like I think he put out Block Party's first EP and just things like
Oh
that.
wow. Okay.
Like really cool stuff. And it was like he did it out of like a real like love for the game and just like a real like supporter of the culture and of music.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he kind of started playing my records and sort of like he's like, I like what you're doing. And then I ended up signing a record deal with Dim Mak Records,
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
did that for X amount of years and just kind of kept going
Was
from
is this accurate that your third or fourth show was opening for Justice?
there. Yeah, my third show.
Okay.
It was
How was that?
insane because it was in Glasgow at the Arches actually, and
Whoa.
it was me, then Busy P, and then Justice, and I got paid with a 24 pack of Heineken. That's what they paid me,
Nice.
uh, which I was stoked on, to be honest. Like I will,
Yeah, whatever.
I honestly, when my friend said he could get me on the opening slot for that show, my response was, "So I won't have to buy tickets."
That's amazing.
Keep playing. I'm like, great, I'm in.
Yeah.
It was terrifying though, and very fun, and I felt very fortunate because I was such a big fan. They were like quintessential. They were the quintessential group of like, sort of like taking me because I grew up on rock music, and then
Mm-hmm.
were electronic, and they were like a very big like world connector for me. Where I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
in punk rock about like what's happening with electronic music right now,
Yeah.
that I really gravitated to.
Yeah. I feel like, full disclosure, I'm not huge into EDM. I like some electronic, like synth type heavy stuff, um, but like, I felt like back then Justice was one of those. They're pretty accessible electronic artists where they were kind of DJ club level, but you could, like you said, if you like just rock music, is very kind of an easy jump to them. It was funny because we were earlier this spring, we were we were at Puma headquarters and we were testing out some shoes in their lab,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a YouTube channel on, or they just had like YouTube on the screen so you could watch something while you're running.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why in my head I was just like, I wanted like a good thing to run to and then something like interesting to watch. So I asked them to put on the PYT video, which is such a like awesome music video.
Yeah.
Of them walking through, like shaking the letters off their shirts and everything.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "What the hell are we watching?" And I'm like, "Dude, this is like one of the best music videos of all time."
Yeah, it's like all that stuff from those things is like iconic, and it became so influential too because I think like Kanye then was like using their art directors, like Ed Banger in that time was like so influential.
Yeah.
But even like I kind of like want to paint a picture of how like that era was, because like dance music seems so sort of like it's everywhere now and it's sort of like normalized, and at that time it just wasn't really like, it hadn't happened yet, like in a way, like, so Justice was kind of like, they felt like one of the first, it wasn't arenas, but you know, they were doing maybe 3,000 people, which is pretty crazy for a DJ show.
Yeah.
And I remember like playing that show and inviting some of the kids like I met at university that were also studying abroad, and then just inviting them like, hey, do you want to come see me DJ tonight? And I didn't really like give them too much more information, knowing that I would blow their mind. Not me, but like what they were about to see. Cause I was like plugged into Justice and what was happening, but it felt like no one knew about it yet.
Yeah.
It was
That's
sort
awesome.
of like underground and massive at the same time. It just felt like it was bubbling, and yeah, it was a really exciting time. Like I just kind of, it felt really fresh, and I was just stoked to be a part of it because I was such a fan.
Yeah, I love that. Do you feel like you were in right place, right time as far as that goes? Like, if I always think about this, if you were born 10 years earlier or 10 years later, do you think it would have been completely different life path? Do you think it was like that moment was super significant for you?
Yeah, I think it's hard, right? It's hard to sort of like reverse engineer those types of things. I think music has always been like, do I think a hit from 10 years ago would be a hit 10 years later? Like, I don't think so. Like, everything's
Right.
cultural, you know? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why music is really interesting. Like, um, you know, even with all the AI, can we predict a hit song still? I don't know. It doesn't really seem
Yeah.
like, it's sort of like these unknown factors of like what will just kind of go.
Yeah.
And I think, as someone who like considers himself an artist, you just sort of try to throw things at the wall and you don't really know what's going to hit, but you got to just make things that you like. And yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't have this crazy plan that I was like, I'm going to do this, and then I'll break through. I was just
Yeah.
making things influenced by what I liked, and it happened to work at the time. And maybe I was like on something a little earlier, which is always like nice, but who would have thought that like dance music would become what it's become from that? That was
Right.
like no one could have seen that coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, I think you're right. It just happens to be where you are. And if you can catch that wave and I guess ride it and then see, but I feel like as long as you're doing what you know to be, not to be sentimental, but true in your own heart, just trying to stick true to yourself. I feel like you can find that. I mean, even personally, I'm super lucky to have kind of started this running because I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years. So
Yeah,
it was like right place, right time in a way where these worlds of like social media and running were colliding, and then podcasting was coming up and like all this stuff. So,
yeah,
but like, who knows if that would happen 5 years from now or 5 years before? It's just kind of catching that wave.
yeah. And I feel like if you frame it kind of, if you're just like weirdly like looking for success, sometimes you like forget to do it just for like the reason why you want to do it. And I think
Right.
it's like, but also, if it becomes your job, you have to also still think about like, how am I going to make a fucking living and all these weird um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's sometimes it's hard to put into words. I definitely do think that timing can be really crucial though. And I mean, of course there's luck involved. Like I think it's
Sure.
it's ignorant to be like, just, oh, it was all me. Like
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's like it's a combination of all those things for sure.
Yeah. I think there is part of it to making your own luck, but also you have to there just is luck. Like it's just part of it is that happening to be somewhere at the right place, right time just helps.
I will say though, like you sort of said creating your own luck. I kind of think creating your own momentum is really
Hmm.
um like a powerful thing. And
Yeah.
I think in a way like this running challenge that we haven't really talked about yet, but
Sorry, my bad.
okay. I didn't mean it like that way. I just meant I wasn't trying to jump ahead.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, you're good.
uh, it's kind of, sometimes I feel like people will sit around thinking like, why am I not getting this thing and this thing and this thing? And you sort of like have to do things to get there
Yeah,
in a weird
totally.
way. And you might not get the exact thing that you want, but then because of that, you get something that you didn't expect. And then that
Yeah.
can maybe be better in a weird way, or different, or just in a way that's unpredictable. So I'm like a firm believer of like, trying things that like make me, usually it's like kind of like it's a mix of like dread and excitement.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Like I think that's why I like running. It's like when you like know once you sign up for the race, it's like you'll get it done kind of. But
Hmm.
like pulling the trigger to do it is like, it's like, oh, is this gonna be like who I am for the next bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like,
Yeah.
it's tough. But
Well, I feel.
you always feel good when you do it.
Hmm. Well, I feel like it's like anything in life. It's a lot of times the thing you're most scared of is probably the thing you should be doing because it's doing that thing that is hard. On the other side is where the reward is. It's not,
Yeah.
or during the process. But taking that first step is always so difficult because you actually have to step off the ledge in some cases. And then it, like you said, I feel like if you move the ball forward, yeah, I might not go in a straight path. I might go take left and rights and all over the place. But it's, as long as it's rolling, I feel like just things happen. It gathers speed. It starts picking up other things that help you on your journey.
100%. And it just opens up, like, you just think about things differently when you're sort of like pushing yourself, right?
And I think as a creator yourself, you know that, like, when you start getting into the creative mode and things start firing off, and you like start seeing like how things like, oh, I can attach, especially in your case in music, like I can attach this to this, and then like, and this thing comes over here, and you like start putting things together, and then it's like, oh man, like that's like, I don't know if it's a flow state or whatever, but that's when it feels the best.
Yeah, I think it's like flow state mixed with like just having a practice is so, it's like, I like, my biggest thing is like, if you like can live your life like focus on process like over results, like your life is so much better. It's like, that's because that's like, if you can love the process and separate yourself from the results, like you're protected like forever to just keep doing things, right?
Yeah,
Because like,
that's such a good point.
everyone I know who like, there's so many people I know who've like made amazing music, and I'm like, what happened to that guy? And I'm like, I think like, obviously there's some people who just like, whatever, it's not for them. Like, don't like, we never know what's truly in someone's head. But I think a lot of the time, like you just get in your own head. You think you like, you're your own worst enemy for sure. And you sort of handcuff yourself of like what you think is possible. And it's crippling. And for artists, like where you're like in a room by yourself all day, like you go insane and you have to like protect yourself. And I like, running is the same. Like you're just kind of out there. And I like when I'm like out early and it's raining, and it's Vancouver, so that's like every day basically. It's like I feel like I'm like protecting myself to like do hard things in a weird way, and I like want to like keep that muscle like trained in a weird way, because I think it just carries over into like everything in my life.
Yeah, definitely. I think running is such a good example of that, and of just sticking to the process of it, and knowing like, if I, you have your weekly schedule or runs that you have to do, and you're like, if I just do this and this and this, then I'll be able to run this distance. And like you said, I wonder if for those artists that you're talking about where you're like, oh, what happened to them? They had this great album and then just disappeared. I sometimes wonder how many people, and I'm guilty of this myself sometimes, is relying on the inspiration or that emotional part of it, and not the showing up when you feel like doing nothing, which is a lot of the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's what's that quote? It's like, I only write when I'm inspired. Fortunately, that happens every morning at 9 a.m. It's like, it's kind of like, if I only ran when I wanted to run, I wouldn't have done 30-day challenge or whatever, like, obviously. But some of the days where I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this today? It's like, then I ran, I'm like, that was the best run I had the whole time, which is crazy. Right? I feel the same with making music. It's like, I'm like, oh, I got like no ideas today. And then I'll just play around like, oh my God, I like wrote the best idea just because I just got.
So you're saying when you don't feel it, you're saying that scrolling through Instagram doesn't get things done?
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely doom scrolling is creative. I don't know, kryptonite or whatever the expression.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. It really is.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It's just hard. It's like, what are the thing? It's like trying to get that routine going is so crucial to, like, I don't really believe in writer's block, because like, I just think it's like, what, you don't like know how to write? Like, I don't understand. Like, of course, like what you're saying is like, I don't have any good ideas, right? That's what writer's block, like the translation of it. Seth Godin, who I love his writing, he's like talks about this
Oh
all
yeah.
the time. And he's like, you're just saying like I can only do bad writing. That's what you're actually saying when you have writer's block. He's like,
Yeah.
of course you can write. He's
Right.
like, but I will always take the person. I'm like, then show me all of your bad writing that you've been doing every day. I will
Mm-hmm.
always take that guy over the guy who's like, I have a really good idea. I just haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always take that first option. And
Yeah.
you know, the people that I respect and that I looked up to as like an artist are like it's like longevity. That's all it
Yeah.
is. People who are just like about it day after day. It's like that's to me is like those are the goats.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said about that. It is, and I love Seth Godin too. So that's a perfect analogy. Is just that, yeah, you can, like, you physically can write. It might be not what you wanted to. It might be garbage that day, or
Yeah,
maybe you'll find one line out of 3,000 words that is the nugget for the next thing that might be
totally.
the great thing.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's always, but you have to do it right. You have to show up, or
yeah.
that doesn't come out. Yeah.
And that even if you get nothing, like the practice of doing it is still beneficial in my opinion. You know, it's like
Yeah,
because you
definitely.
just sort of like building up that resistance of that voice that is like, yeah, like
Mm.
fuck it, like you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
I love that. I love that idea, building up the resistance to the voice, because a lot of times you just think, oh, I'm just gonna do it, and at least in practicing writing, but it's like almost like a defensive practice as well.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I also just feel like when you zoom out, like if you say you wrote or ran every day for a year, right? You're
Hmm.
never gonna remember which day was the bad days. Like you're just
Hmm.
gonna see a bunch of days you ran or days you
Yeah.
wrote. So it's
Yeah.
like the like I'm not like some of the songs I'm like, yeah, but I wrote that song on a day I didn't feel like it. I don't ever remember that after the fact. It's like
Right.
doesn't even matter.
And I'm sure that's happened to you when you're in the studio. Maybe, like you said, it's not a day that you feel like you're doing anything great, but maybe you have a sound or a sample or something line up, and that gives you, that might be the seed for the next thing.
Totally. And there's so many things you can do. You can just be like, okay, if I don't want to work on a song the way I normally do, like maybe I'll just, I don't know, like organize the sounds on my computer so that it's easier to write tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like anything, there's lots of things you can do to like that are still productive that might spark creativity moving forward. You know, there's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of like I think the practice of just getting there and getting out there is so crucial.
Yeah. I love that. Well, let's talk about your running challenge that you've been doing. I think you're wrapping it up as we're speaking.
Yeah, I don't know
Which,
when this is going to air, but tomorrow is the
yeah.
final day, day 30.
Okay, gotcha. So it's 30 days in a row running 10K a day, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Which is like, I know I haven't done that. So that's like that's pretty legit. And it's all in anticipation of leading up to your newest album, which is called I Sabotage. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Awesome.
Which,
So how has it been? I guess now that we're at the tail end of it, it's kind of cool to visit it.
yeah,
Uh, Assuming you're gonna complete the task tomorrow.
I think so. I think I'll get it done.
How has it been so far?
Uh, it's been like not, I don't want to say this, but it's like I thought it would be worse on my body. I kind
Yeah.
of, I've been like, because I've been okay. Like, there's
Yeah.
definitely days where I definitely didn't like. I sort of woke up sore every day, but that kind of once I was running, it was kind of fine. So
Yeah.
it is sort of weird. I'm sort of fascinated by how adaptable like human body is. I guess that's sort of
Right.
been a big thing. I mean, I haven't been trying to run too fast or anything. I've just kind of been trying to
Sure.
get the mileage in. And I think that was the big thing was like trying to not actually run fast because I knew that would kill me.
Yeah.
Uh, so, but yeah, I think I was looking back at some of the videos, and I think around day 15 was kind of like that was the moment where it seemed like I felt it the most, where it was kind of like, oh,
Uh-huh.
like a challenge finally. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm sort of like in it now and I feel fine. But I think in the middle of it was sort of when it was most questionable for sure.
Yeah. We have here at Believe in the Run, we do a challenge every July and January since they're the worst months of the year.
Yeah.
And it's called Grit, but we have a couple thousand people who do it every time.
Mhm.
And it's basically for that reason. It's like you set a mileage goal. So maybe, in your case, it could be 180, 190 miles.
Yeah.
And then you kind of chip away at it for each day. You can take a day off if you want, but it's basically trying to meet that goal. And it is, when in the months I've done it well, or the times I've done it well, it is that halfway point is really the worst because you're like starting to get tired of running because you're doing it all the time. And then, but you also have like the whole half month to go. And it's like, it's just like the third week is always the worst part of that challenge.
Yeah. It's like still daunting.
Yeah.
Don't really see the finish line, but
Yeah.
definitely like I feel like I was like the achiest at that point.
Yeah.
And I definitely like in the middle I had some shows as well, so I was like DJ,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and those nights were like the ones that killed me the most because I would DJ till
Right.
2 a.m. or whatever, and then
Yeah.
I like running in the morning, so I would still try to get out like 9:30 maybe.
I was actually going to ask you that because I know obviously DJs play late usually into the night. So
Yeah.
I was going to ask you how that was with running if you were a morning person, which turns out you are.
Yeah, I don't have the energy to run at the end of the day. Like I like to set up with the run sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, the nights with the shows, it was just like the extra steps because when I DJ, I kind of like I'm bopping around on stage. Like if I DJ for an hour and a half, I looked it up, I get like 12,000 steps when I DJ. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, so it's basically like, I mean that's arguably another 10K in steps.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, I keep moving quite a bit, so I kind of like I don't know. I want to say it was harder in a weird way, like it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
It
You
was,
got to
like,
do,
it was.
okay.
Yeah, it was weird. It's weird.
Next album, you got to do not 10K, 10 miles every day.
The American, I do the American version, so Americans get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that's great though. No, I love a good run streak, and it is funny how your body adapts to it.
Yeah,
And I think probably the DJing, the sets might actually help a little bit to keep things loose and moving and everything like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was kind of getting around 45K a week probably prior to this.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
getting up to 70 a week was daunting for sure, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of like a believer of like, well, you run further by running farther. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Totally.
like,
No, that is true. And you said you have done a marathon before?
yeah. So my marathon was like probably the most psycho thing I've ever done because I did the Vancouver BMO in when was it? 2024, 2023. I can't remember.
Okay.
Now. But I booked it in January and then started training, and then about 2 months in, I got an offer to do a show, and it was for the night before, but it was in Calgary.
Oh, wow.
So then I looked it up, and I was like, well, technically, I could fly that morning, so I did it. So I played the show till 2 a.m.
No way.
Hotel, slept for like 2 hours, got on the 6 a.m. flight, went to the finish line because I landed at about 7:15, and then I got to the starting line for 8:30 and did the marathon.
You might be the only person on earth who's done that. I don't think Diplo's done that yet. So
Well, someone can fact check that. ChatGPT can fact check that.
Yeah.
But
that had to be
because same thing. I had the like 15,000 steps or whatever already before
right.
and it just like when I hit 33 or 33K, I was so cooked.
Yeah. I feel like
horrible
that in any situation where I've had jet lag, like if we ran the Tokyo Marathon and like some races like that, I feel like that's when it happens. It's like you can run on energy reserves or like little sleep for about, like 33K, 16 miles or whatever. And then you're just gonna, it's just, there's not enough there.
Yeah. I don't want to say there was jet lag though. It's only Calgary. It's only 1 hour flight. So it's
No,
like,
but I meant staying
yeah.
up till 2 a.m. and performing. And as you know, performing, it's not just standing on your feet and like
Yeah.
just standing on your feet. Like you're engaging. It's like a mental thing too. So
Right. I definitely probably wasn't that engaged with the crowd that night. I was, my mind may have been elsewhere.
you're like, I got a marathon in the morning. Peace. No encore tonight. You guys have been great.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Man, that's so cool. And yeah, I've heard the Vancouver. So I've had some friends who have run Vancouver, and they said it's an awesome,
Yeah, it's great.
awesome race in general. Just an awesome place to run. I know a lot. Like everyone's always taking pictures along the seawall or whatever route that is. Looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And, you know, as I've run around the world, like from touring, it's like, it really makes me appreciate like running in Vancouver more. We're spoiled. And it's just so like, there's so much uninterrupted running where you like never have to stop for a stoplight or anything, which is so nice.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So,
Because it's how long is the route around the water there?
like if you do the full downtown loop, it's like basically 10K right on the money.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's perfect.
And you can add the full seawall, which is another 8 or 9K. So if you want to do like the full downtown loop with the entire seawall, like around Stanley Park, I think you get around like 16 or 17K or something.
Oh man, nice. That's a pretty solid route. Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah.
Is that what you have been do? Is that what you do every morning then? That route, or do you do different routes?
I mix it up, like because like I don't want to do the same route. I'll do like variations. I'll do the downtown loop. You can go on the other side and like go through Olympic Village, like under Granville Island, and so that's kind of like the opposite side of the water. And then I've just kind of like I did one of the runs with my mom, so I like went out to like the neighborhood I grew up in, and we ran. And yeah, we just kind of like just mixing it up, you know.
Yeah, I love that. Have you gotten into trail running at all or done that yet? I
haven't. I'm like terrified about like twisting my ankle or something because I like don't want to like not. I would hate to not be able to run, but you know, my one friend Samantha who ran with me, she's really into it, and she's texts me every week to be like, when are you gonna get the trail? So I'm like, yeah, it's probably next. We'll see.
Yeah, you have to at least try it a little bit, dabble your feet in it. I think you would love it.
What's the argument for why I should do it?
I mean, the fact that you like to run for mental clarity, I feel like being in the woods or the forest and just having that extra boost of greenery and oxygen or whatever. I don't know, especially where you guys are. Like, it's such a good. I mean, for me, it's a little different. Maybe I grew up in the country, like out farms and fields and near the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania, but I live in the city now, so I live like in the city in Baltimore. Yeah. So for me, it's always a refreshing like return to my roots or something, like where it's just I do love the outdoors and stuff, so it's nice to get back in that instead of being surrounded by concrete all the time. So so I like to try to get out there, you know, once every couple of weeks on the trails or something.
Yeah, a little more like escapism, I guess.
Yeah. And the worst thing though is if somebody's carrying a speaker, and no offense to dance music or you can, but like you can if somebody be
offensive to dance music all day.
If somebody's bringing a speaker with dance music or like Skrillex or something out on the trail, I lose my mind. I can't do it.
I have an issue with we did a group run with a speaker, and it was one time, and I was like, all right, like it's fun when it's a big group and we maybe do like a one-off like a party event, but it's like I just see people people that bike with speakers and stuff. I'm just like all the time. Like, what is this trend?
I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, it's the same. I'm like, I don't understand it. Why? Like, I get it if you want to listen to music, but does that mean I want to listen to music? Because you're kind of forcing me to listen to it too.
Right? Come on, guys. We live in a society.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I think I saw So we were in Tokyo last month, and it was so refreshing. I think you've been there before, but
Yeah, I love
I'm
Tokyo.
sure you have. I'm sure you have. Yeah, to be in that, more polite society where you can like get on a train. And it's not somebody like looking at a TikTok at full volume. Like, it's, it was just like such a nice break, I have to say.
Yeah, it's like a respectful solo culture. That's why you know what I mean. Everyone's kind of
Yeah.
like living their lives solo in a way that's like, I don't know. It's nice. You just kind of like,
It,
there's no judgment if you go to a restaurant by yourself and like all these things where it's like, it just feels,
right.
it's such a great solo travel place. I mean, it's great to travel with people too, but
Mm.
yeah, I love it there. It's endlessly fun.
It's great for solo or two people because every restaurant only fits like four people.
That's,
So it's
those are the
always nice. Yeah. But it is interesting. I saw we were in Chicago for the Chicago Marathon this past weekend, and I saw some people that we knew from Japan. They're from ASICS, and they're Japanese. And I was like, I have to ask you because I didn't get a chance when I saw you last time. Like when you come to America, are you just disgusted and like everything that's happening? Like as far not just like politically, but just the general like unsightliness of trash and like
yeah.
people kind of just not respecting personal space and stuff. And surprisingly, they were like, no, we actually love it. Like they like that they can be somewhere where like people will just come and talk to you, and it's like they like the noise and like kind of like it's like almost engaging in a way, or like
Yeah.
so, which I understand because I love Japan and visiting there from the America's perspective, but I could also see how it could feel restrictive in some ways, and then when you come to a place like this, it's kind of
Yeah.
nice.
The one thing that I always try to think about when I travel is that like, like as someone who goes places, we sort of like romanticize like, oh, I want to like go to Japan and like do all the Japanese things, like the cliches like sushi and like the the anime and like all these whatever, all the things. And
Right,
it's you forget that like on the opposite end of the spectrum, like people want to come to America and do all the American things.
right, right.
It goes both ways, right? And
Yeah.
there's something. It's like my friends in Glasgow who are from there, like they were just like obsessed with Las Vegas, and I was like, "What?"
Really.
They're like, it's so crazy, and I'm like, I'm like, yeah, it is actually crazy. Like you're not wrong. Like, but I
Yeah,
like, thought of like, I don't know, Vegas is so like normalized to me, I guess. So,
yeah.
but yeah,
It's
you're in the UK, there, it's like Vegas is so sick, bro, and I'm just like, all
and
right, no,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you think about it from a completely objective point of view, like yeah, it is actually pretty
yeah,
like insane. But yeah, no, I totally get that. And it's funny. I remember, well, I know some country or like even England, like they love like country music
yeah,
from the US, or like I remember back in the day, like Kings of Leon when they were starting out here
hmm
could only draw a couple hundred people at a club,
hmm
but they were going to England and playing like Wembley Stadium because they had that like at the time this like stereotypical like southern like
yeah,
long hair and beards, and it was like super attractive to as an outsider, and then here it was like no one really cared.
yeah, like they're kind of
um
the embodiment of America almost, or like a
yeah,
part of America at least.
exactly,
Yeah,
which is just fascinating to me, but I love it, I get it.
I feel like I always feel that way when I see like American fast food chains in like cool Euro or like cool Asia place. Like, I'm like, why do they have KFC here? And then it's like popping, and I was like, I guess if there was like a cool Japanese restaurant that came to Vancouver,
Right.
it would be like it's this. It just goes both ways.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
love it. um um all right, so your album comes out, actually it'll be out by the time this podcast comes out because it's October 17th, right?
Yeah.
um what's been your favorite part about making this album?
Um, I think this is my fifth album, which is crazy.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
but I think I wrote a lot of this album sort of traveling. So kind of to finish it, I sort of booked a trip to Berlin and wrote a bunch of songs out there with some people, and
Cool.
I wrote a bunch in LA, and you know, even just like some ideas like when I was traveling in Tokyo and stuff. So
Mhm.
I think um, when I'm in the final steps of like an album, like I try to like remember sort of like when I started in music, like what are the things that I like wanted to do in my life, and that it was always like I want to travel and like experience different things and have the freedom to do those things, and I feel fortunate that I like do get to do that. Like this is my actual job, this is like what I do for a living, and
Yeah.
I think with this album I tried to, I don't know, like remember that and take advantage of it more. And yeah, it was a real like joy to like go to those places and work with different
No,
people.
that's
And
cool.
just on top of that, I feel like really fortunate to like collaborate with like all these really talented people that a lot of them are like people I looked up to growing up, that I'm shocked that I even get to make records with. Like Tegan
Wow.
and Sara is on this album, which is crazy to me. Uh,
Yeah.
and Lights, who's been like a longtime collaborator and friend of
Dude,
now.
I was
Uh,
gonna tell you those two songs are my favorite ones off the off the album, if I'm not mistaken, or the ones I was just listening to.
yeah, they would,
Um,
they came out just before the record, so they would be out already. Yeah,
okay, yeah, yeah. I love those songs.
thank you.
Tegan and Sara especially, I love them. Like the Con was such a good album, and like well, really all their albums. And yeah, I just think they're just both great songwriters and great pop music.
Ah, they're amazing, and they're just like they're so goated. Like it's like they just did it,
Yeah,
like, done it all, and they did it before a lot of that. Like they were such trailblazers, you know.
yeah,
I have so much
definitely.
for like the career that they have, and um, yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
I feel
Oh,
fortunate to work with people like that that I look up to, and
yeah,
it kind of like goes back to my thought of like longevity, where I'm just like, oh man, like Tegan is kind of like my therapist at the same time now, where I'm like, how do you fucking stay excited? And she's like, she, you know, she's like, you know, we just you got to find the people that you want to make the music for, and then remember that that's important for them. And I'm like,
that's cool.
that's so nice.
Yeah, and they're because they're Canadian, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
From Alberta. I don't want to say the city because I'm gonna get it wrong. I think they're from Calgary.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
But they live here now. So
Oh,
Tegan
nice.
close to my studio, so it's very.
Well, I saw them. I think like on the Heartthrob tour, like I guess 10 years ago at this point, more.
Mhm.
And I remember it was like the best concert I've ever been to because I'm only like 5'6",
Yeah.
so it was all like women and lesbians at the show. So I was like, I could see over everybody for the first time in my entire life at a concert. And then the bathroom was like, there's like no lines for the men's bathroom. It was like fantastic. It was like the coolest thing, and also their music's amazing, so it was like the best.
It checked all the three boxes, the three requirements that I have for all concerts.
Yeah, exactly. So that was very cool, and I love that. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to bring up was I love your when you did You Get What You Give, like the New Radicals song.
Yeah,
I think this is was that your 2 albums ago? Or was
yeah,
it the
that's correct.
okay. Yeah. We were literally just in Chicago this past weekend. We like were passing around the phone to do the jukebox, and I was like trying to think of like a great 90s song or just like a great song in general. I was like, I'm putting on You Get What You Give because it's such a good song.
It's so good.
Like that whole album, I swear to you, that New Radicals album is the most underrated album of all time. And
Oh yeah,
actually, him as an artist, I think, is just one of the most underrated. Like, he just doesn't get the flowers he's due for what he made.
no, he's such a great songwriter, and those records are. There's a lot of depth to those records that are. It's hard to like pinpoint. I feel like that song was like wine, like it gets better with age in a weird way. Like
Yeah,
I appreciated it more as I got older. I was like thought it was some sort of youth anthem, and then as I got older, I'm like, oh, this song actually hits way more now.
yeah.
So it's good
It
writing.
was like it was almost a song about influencer culture before influencers were there. Like,
Totally. And also like just having the like weird post bridge thing that I didn't include it in my record because I thought it would be weird to like have a Marilyn Manson reference in like a,
Yeah, yeah.
but I love that part. And there was some interview with him talking about it, how he put that in there to see, because he's like, the media always just covers when you do beefs and shit. And then that's all anyone talked about was that he called out Marilyn Manson and all these people.
And Beck and
And
Hansen, yeah.
I told you they'd take the bait. And I was like, he's kind of, and I feel like that's such a good analogy for like how the news cycle works to this day times 1,000 now.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good.
Heard that guy.
Yeah, I love that. And I forgot that I did know this, and then I was like, he also didn't he co-write that that huge song that came out last year? What was it? Murder on the Dance Floor.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Wow.
he co-wrote that song, which is crazy.
Wow, that's a good fact.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, think about that. 25 years later, pretty amazing.
Yeah, too.
Anyways, so okay, for your, I did want to ask, as a musician and artist, who are some of the artists or musicians that inspire you the most?
I love Tame Impala so much.
For sure.
His record comes out the same day as mine, October.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Damn it, but also that's nice. But it's not like we're in the same world anyways. Yeah, like I love Tame Impala. I kind of like this new like Geese record. I think it's pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're
For sure.
doing some cool stuff. And then like as far as dance music, there's this guy Jiggets who I really like. He's making some cool stuff.
Okay.
Fred again, obviously, is like, it's like cliche to say him at this point, but
Yeah.
he's really pushing things forward always, and I respect that. And he actually collaborated with this artist named Soak from.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I think they are like.
I
I
forget.
think they might be Irish, but I could be wrong. Somewhere in the UK, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I've kind of gone back. I was such a fan of Soak prior to that, and now I've kind of gone back into like digging into their full catalog.
Yeah.
And it's great. So
That's awesome.
I'm all over the place.
Are you an M83 fan?
I love M83. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But every record is very like I like that he's trying weird things too. You know, it's like
Yeah.
He's always kind of pushing it. Like there some of those records where I'm like, these are sort of confusing and make no sense. But I love when artists do that. Like I think artists should always have the freedom to like take big risks, and
Yeah.
anyone who sort of does that, especially when they've like could sort of rest on their laurels,
Mhm.
I like respect that. So like I will give you my favorite analogy for this. What I'm talking about is like it's the film analogy, but do you know like Ari Aster, like the director? He did Hereditary and Midsommar.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
And those were like massive horror
Yeah.
films. They were so successful. And then A24, the production company, like gave him this massive budget to make his next movie. I think he got like $6 million for those first two movies to make, and then he got like 30 million to make his big one. And then he makes Beau is Afraid with Joaquin Phoenix, and the movie makes like literally no fucking sense. And it's crazy. And I like don't even know if I like it. I don't even know if but I'm like, I respect that so much because I'm like, you like the temptation to try to make this sort of like watered down or like do again what you've done.
Right.
I just think like people don't take big swings like that. And I just think it's cool. I think like that's so important because I think especially like in the algorithmic era that we live in too, it's like the big swings will happen less because everything is like we live in a YouTube thumbnail culture where everyone is like trying to out thumbnail each other and make the same fucking version of the same fucking thing. And when I see someone like take a big swing like that, especially with like studio money like that, it's like sort of weird fuck you. But also like it's just inspiring. I'm just like, yeah, like fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love exactly, and I love when artists do that. Like you were saying, like M83, because he could have, after the success of Midnight City, he could have just cranked out like, dude, he could write a million of those songs, and he still kind of just did like. I think the next album was Junk, which was like weird at the time, like super weird,
And like
and
art and everything too.
yeah, like saxophones, like crazy stuff. And actually, since then, I've like listened to it a lot more, and it's like definitely grown on me.
Mhm.
Um, and but like I think his last album was like a soundtrack for a dune buggy, a documentary about like a race through the desert of Africa or something. It's like the most random thing ever. Um, but yeah, yeah, I saw him. I saw Tame Impala and M83 on a show together here in Maryland, and it was
Oh wow.
like it was a one off show on the Junk, like it was like the Junk tour, and it was Tame Impala with him. And it was like 2019 or whatever.
Mhm.
It was the best show I've ever seen. It was amazing.
I don't think I've ever been more jealous of a show someone's been.
Yeah, it was like they
Incredible.
were both playing at like different festivals near here, and they just like came together for that one show at Merriweather. It was so good. Yeah,
That's so. Oh man.
yeah,
Well,
I was,
you're lucky you got to go there. That's amazing.
yeah, I was very lucky for sure. But anyways, yeah, that's cool. It's good to I like hearing what your inspirations are behind the music. And I did want to ask you, since we were talking about that, those short, everyone's just making Instagram type songs and whatever. And obviously with AI, I don't even know what's happening at this point, but I keep hearing the AI generated music, and I want to like punch a hole in the wall because it's just, I mean, with most AI artwork, video, every time I see them post a video of like, oh, look how amazing this is, movies aren't going to be existent anymore. You can see the dead, lifeless eyes of the actors, and I'm like, I hate this so much.
No.
um, and I can imagine for music, like, I'm interested to hear, especially, um, from your perspective of what do you think that future is with something like AI trying to come and steal artists? I mean, there was even, did you see like Spotify was releasing AI artists
Yeah.
just like on their platform, like they were actually creating the bands and the artists and like putting them as music on there, which is nuts.
Yeah. I think. I mean, obviously that shit sucks. That fucking shit.
Mm,
Like I want to make that clear that I think that's trash.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think to me, like my take is there's always been like sort of a different types of artists that exist, and there's ones who like have focused on trying to make art personal and
Mm,
building their own worlds, and like I think world building around records and songs is like I would argue that like might be the thing that separates like iconic artists from either amateur or bad artists. Like um, amateur ones being trying to get to that level, bad ones not giving a fuck about doing that. Those are
yeah.
the different uh, the differences. Sorry, but so I think like the people that want to do that type of stuff, like they'll always kind of be okay because I think you're appealing to sort of like your thousand core fan theory or whatever. Like
Right,
you're
right.
to the people who care about that type of thing, and those people aren't. You're not going to lose those types of people.
Hmm.
Might actually strengthen those types of fans with AI.
Yeah.
At least that's like my sort of maybe my rose colored glasses outlook.
No, I think that's accurate.
But I think with art, it's like you have to do things that are not like you have to do things that aren't always with like a financial or success goal in mind. You have to just do things that you think are cool.
Mm,
I think
yeah.
that's like the artist's job is to basically like convince people to spend money on something
Yeah.
that wouldn't make money. I
Yeah.
think that might be like
That's such a good, yeah, you're right.
because otherwise like if you just talk to a guy who like runs ads for a living, he'd be like, why would we do that? Like, what's the conversion? And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but
Right.
like, okay, so what? So we just, never gonna build this cool statue in the middle of downtown because like it's not gonna generate a profit. Like fuck that.
Right. No, I agree with you. That stuff drives me crazy. And you always see that with especially like cool publications or websites, or once it's commodified or it's bought by like a venture capital firm, it's like they don't see any value in brand building or community building. They just see the balance sheet, and it's like, oh, this at the end of the quarter, this made less money, cut it, you know?
100%.
And that's so frustrating, but it's also, I think, especially for creators, there is a ton of opportunity there. And I think in the future, you know, I think everything has its ups and downs, negatives and positives, but I think if you can harness the, you know, if there's AI and you harness the anti-AI ethos or whatever that is, I think you can do very well with that, because as things get more and more fake, or you can't tell if it's real, people are going to gravitate towards the real thing. Like the real thing will be even more valuable.
100%. Yeah. We definitely.
And I think, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I didn't want to cut off your final thought there.
Oh, I was going to say, and in your space, especially when you're doing live shows and things like that.
Yeah, no, I think we, you know, like it's like, what's the meme sentence of our era? It's like touch grass, right? It's like,
yeah.
I think that like there's a reason why that's important, that thought, because, you know, like people want a moment that is an actual memory, not like a fucking thing that they saw online when they were doing this.
Right.
So I don't know. I think, yeah, like I'm a big fan of world building, and I've always tried to do that. And I think like I try to do it more and more with each thing. Like I want to make music videos to like accompany the song. I think like having a visual that like showcases like what you think your song should feel like, I think all that is really important. And like, do I lose money on music videos all the fucking time? But I do it because I it's important to me, and it's fun. It's also fun. And I'm not some fucking crazy rich guy where I'm trying to like say something where I'm like, I don't want it to take to be like, but he has like, I'm not that person. Like I don't have like I shouldn't be spending the money on these things, arguably. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just like, I feel like I would be doing a disservice to like the things I made if I didn't try to present them in the way that I think that they should be presented, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just true to yourself as an artist. It's like, oh, I love this thing, I'm going to create this thing.
Totally.
And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I'm not going to make an extra 10 grand, or I lose 10 grand on this or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in 20 years, is it really going to matter? Or is it going to matter what, you know, like what you made and what you're proud of?
Totally. Yeah. It goes back to the, like, you never remember which day is like the bad day when you like make stuff. I feel like it's like the same, like spending the extra 500 to like do this like thing to make it better, you know? So I don't know. It's tough, but like, yeah, I think like, I don't want to frame the AI infiltration as this like, you know, I mean, I have my bad days where it seems dark, but like, I don't want to, I'd rather frame it in the sense of like, oh, I think we should lean in then, like lean in harder. And I think people who have always cared will just care more.
Yeah. I think I agree. I think it's a huge opportunity for people to connect with other people, especially, you know, coming out of the pandemic. And I think that's why running's been so huge, especially is like that the run group, or especially the run group phenomenon, is like people want to connect with other people, feel good while doing it. And, you know, I feel like something, especially at a show like yours, where that is dancing, being around other people, such a huge part as well. And if you can foster that type of community, and lean into that, I think that it's honestly like a golden age of opportunity in some ways.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
But yeah, that's awesome. Well, dude, I don't want to keep you too long, because you got some, I'm sure you have other things to do, and you're out, you know, you got an exciting day, next couple of days ahead of you. So
yeah,
but I appreciate you coming on, and it's cool hearing about your running journey. Oh, one more question, if you don't mind. What's been your favorite place to run? in either, and it could be Vancouver or just in your travels around the world?
I mean, I do love running in Vancouver. It's so nice. I had a really nice run in Miami recently, just because I don't know, running over that bridge, even though it was like a very busy like car bridge. I think I was like I ran from like downtown Miami, like over the bridge to South Beach, and it was just different, you know. It's like that Miami sunset hits a little different than like a northern West Coast sunset for sure.
Man, Miami though is so intimidating though, because when you're running on South Beach, you're just like, how are there this many beautiful people in the world? It's like what do you do all day? It's ridiculous.
It's like a place to be seen for sure, and I'm like, I'm not in the appropriate attire to be seen right now.
Totally. I would not recommend doing the Miami half or full marathon either. Well, as much as it's cool being in Miami, it's like the half's fine, but don't ever do the full. We did the half earlier this year and it was like so hot. Like it's ridiculous.
That's my number one pet peeve with running is like if there's heat, I'm just like so out.
Yeah. Luckily you live in Vancouver, so
it's pretty nice running climate here. And also like pretty much year round, if you just get up a bit earlier, you can still like always beat the heat here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Nice. All right, man. Well, I appreciate the conversation. And if you are listening, make sure you check out his album Sabotage, coming out. Well, it's out by the time this podcast come out. And I'm assuming you can find it on all streaming platforms and download it as well. So thanks for coming on, man. It's really cool talking to you.
We made some vinyl too. If you
nice. Of course.
Speaking of real things that are not AI.
Yes.
Cool. It's like neon red and translucent. It's very cool.
All right. So if you're in Baltimore, go to Soundgarden in Fells Point and grab the vinyl.
There we go. Love that. No, dude, thanks so much for having me. This was super fun.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Get a good stretch, got my laces tied. My trusty podcast by my side. If you wanna talk fun, it's the place to be. Yeah, it's the drop, D-R-O-P.